Hello again! We're here in the second batch of episodes. I'm gonna see how far I can get on this one. And we're on episode 6. And this is a very special episode because this is the episode that is told almost exclusively from the perspective of Peter. Which is, it's a thing that it's always fun to grab a different perspective. Especially, I like the idea that in a show about a girl as, aggressive and badass as Jennyffer, we get to see the perspective of this gentle boy that is Peter. Also, it gave me a chance to remake the intro a little differently, which was a lot of fun, and as we can see right now. Yeah, look at him sitting down all nice and cute. Popular.
You're gonna be
Popular. So, immediately a bunch of things. First of all, this was made in 2021, so this was before the movie came out. So I liked Wicked before the movie came out, okay? So that's thing number one. But thing number two is, what I was saying in the previous episode about how I like to fill Peter's room with a bunch of obscure references. This was my chance to go hog wild. Also, I am introducing this with the musical reference because I want to establish this is going to be a musical episode. Because, this is where we find out that Peter is gay, first of all. Big shock, right? But, so it's kind of cute to do the whole, a musical episode with the gay character, right? So yeah, oh man, I actually got really screwed up the background on this one. So yeah, he's into designer board games, which are board games that are a lot more complicated than Monopoly or Risk. These are games that were made in the last 40 years by specific people with giant complicated sets of rules and incredibly big boards and 100,000 pieces. So, and we can see that Peter is painting minis here, which, one might usually associate with Warhammer 40k and war games, but that is a mini from the game Scythe, which is a board game. So when you're painting board game minis, you're fucking fried deep in the sauce.
I'll teach you the proper
That's Rush E, and that's a clarinet, which I always thought was the nerdiest musical instrument.
boys when you talk to boys.
And now I'm just fucking flexing, right? How much of a fucking cinephile I am. I'm putting shit like Holy Motors and Swiss Army Man and Operation Avalanche and Upstream Color, which is the second movie by Shane Carruth, the creator of Primer. And also Swiss Army Man is by the same guys who made Everything Everywhere All at Once. And Holy Motors is by Leo Carax, which is a famous French director. Also, I think, we can see here the Dune books, which is nice. But also, it's kind of funny, there is an extra level of nerditude in Peter that he has a CD stack. Who the fuck, what fucking teenager nowadays has a CD stack? That's a thing of my time, right? It's like having a vinyl collection when I was a kid.
Little ways to flirt and frown.
And that's the band Sparks, or Spark Brothers, or and the only reason why I know of this band is because of a documentary that Edgar Wright made called Sparks, which is about the story of this incredibly weird niche band, a rock band from two brothers, one of which had a Charlie Chaplin mustache. And the funny thing about this band is that apparently they were a rock star's rock star, right? They were your favorite band's favorite band. They were this obscure band that everyone in the world of music knew of and loved. It's a very good musical, documentary by Edgar Wright. I super recommend it.
I'll show you what shoes to wear, how to fix your hair.
Yeah, that's a specific kind of Rubik's Cube made in the shape of a pyramid and a fucking Linux cup. Or it could be Club Penguin, whatever your appreciation is. And he has one of those, that's not an iWatch, that's an old Casio watch with a mini calculator incorporated.
Everything that really counts to be
popular. You're gonna
And there we go.
be popular.
The man of the moment.
Oh my god. Hi, Mom.
So I'm doing a really stupid joke here that I'm gonna spoil now. The mom. I always thought it was really funny that to have Peter have two black parents, even though he's white, and the mother is Christian also. And on top of that, the mother is British for some reason. Man, the sprite of the mom has 1,000 fucking errors. Jesus Christ. Anyway, and so yeah, it's kind of funny, and the first reaction might be it's just funny because it's unexpected. And the first reaction might be, well, oh, Peter is adopted. No, he's not adopted. Like, this is a canonical thing. Peter is not adopted. He has two black parents, and he's white because of pure, like, genetical happenstance, which happens. Like, it's a rare thing, but it can happen.
No, you don't have to break your computer every time I come into your room.
That's me trying to do a British accent and failing miserably.
Right? Yeah, I know. Anyway, do you have any clothes to clean? No, Mom. Well, do get yourself ready. It's almost time for school. Mom? Yes? Have you told Dad yet? About, me being gay?
Oh, she don't like that.
We don't need to trouble your father with such matters.
Yeah, she's not fully, she's not fully accepting it. Yeah, she's not fully in support of that fact.
Also, you should spend more time with other friends besides Jenny.
She was just about to dead name her.
He's very good for you. Wait, hold on a second. What
Boom,
do you mean
fucking
by-
misgendering.
Oh, okay.
Oh, poor
Hey, watch
Pete.
out where you walk, Pete. How do you expect to take a tackle for the team if you can't even take a light shove like that? Yeah.
This is the joke. This is the second joke that everyone likes. If the one about the cheerleaders eating the dead cheerleader, no, not cheerleaders. If the one about the bullies eating the dead bully is the one that makes everyone bust a gut for the first time and be like, oh, this show is special. This is the one that cements in their mind, oh, this is a really good show, because like this is the other joke that everyone brings up to me, like, oh fuck yeah, you kept the continuity of them being feminized. Great.
Yeah, you should go back to playing football. I hear they wear helmets and shoulder pads there.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree with that complaint, like with that criticism, like fucking pussies.
Are we gonna have a problem here?
And that's a reference to Heathers.
Big?
We were leaving.
You've come so far. Why now are you pulling on my dick?
Like, it just fits Jennifer so well. Like, the original idea of Jennifer is that she was going to be the popular girl bully. Like, the original idea for Jennifer was that she was the queen bee, that she was Regina George, that she was, Heather, that she was the popular girl who is pretty and everyone admires and everyone likes, and she's like a bitch and she's an asshole, and on top of that she's trans. Like, I thought that was a fun subversion, but eventually ended up in this other version where she's more of an underdog instead of a villain. But it's really, this is kind of a reference to that original version of Jennifer where she was more of an active bully.
We're really sorry, Jennifer. Please don't do anything.
I'd normally slap your face off for trying to pull these stunts.
I really liked how I rewrote the lyrics so that she could say cunts instead of, what's the original line? You come so far right now. And everything you can laugh. Biatch, right? Because it's a slant curse. It's a cuss. It's not an actual curse. So I decided to change it for the most offensive curse that I could think of.
But I'm feeling nice. Here's some advice. Listen up, cunt.
And she's flossing. I generally tried. I generally try to stay away from adding too many like contemporary youth references to Jenny, even though it doesn't make sense. Like, Jenny is a teenager in 2022, 2023, so she should be into the things that kids are nowadays. She should be referencing the memes that the kids are referencing nowadays. She should have the tastes that kids have nowadays. The thing is that I am not that very well aware of that, and I generally try not to speak of that which I do not know. So this was a minor reference, and even then I think it's a little obsolete. I think flossing was already dead by this point.
Oh, fuck, it's a musical number! Let's get out of here!
Thank you for that, Jenny.
You're welcome, Peter.
Hey, what's up? There's nothing, Jen. It's just sometimes I wish I had more attitude, you know?
I really like the friendship between Jennifer and Peter. It's in comedies from the past. Whenever you would have friends, right? It they always act like they cannot stand each other. You always had. I fucking hated all of these old comedies from like the 80s and 90s and even early 2000s, where you would have quote unquote best friends who all they would do is snipe at each other, is being sarcastic at each other, is being like all the time criticizing each other and like acting like they cannot stand each other. And that's just fucking stupid. I hate that. I like friendships that feel genuine. I like that the friendship between these two feels genuine. Yeah, I like the fact that Jennifer genuinely likes and cares for Peter, and vice
More
versa.
like you, more brave and bold and courageous, you know?
Oh, Peter. You don't want to be like me. I'm a terrible role model. Besides, all of this being brave stuff, it takes practice, okay? You should start small. One little action every day.
Jennifer, I should tell you that I am.
This is a great misdirection because you think that he's about to come out of the closet and admit to Jennifer that he's gay, which would be weird if Jennifer didn't know already. I think, like, Jennifer obviously already knows. But, like, so you think that's what Peter is trying to confess, and it's sad that he feels that he can't tell that he's gay to his trans friend. Like, usually when a cis person has a trans friend, the first thing they do is confess all of their weird little sexuality bending moments, right? Like I remember when I came out of the closet to my friends, and suddenly all my friends were like, oh, you know, like my male friends were like, you know, I was with a boy once. It's like, come on, dude, because like you feel comfortable doing that because this is like the most queer person possible, so there is no shame in showing them that you may have done things that are a little faggy, right? But the thing is that this is a misdirection. What Peter is actually trying to confess is that he's attracted to Jenny, but we don't know that yet.
I am.
What is it? Peter?
I am glad that we are friends.
Aww.
Aw. Come on, we gotta go get brainwashed by the state.
Great cut. And there we see. A lot of people have commented that it's really weird that the dad is the only person in the entire fucking story who has a nose. Which is, yeah, it's actually kind of fucking weird. So the funny thing is that originally, the way that I originally intended it is that Jennifer was meant to be more cartoony, and everyone around her was supposed to be more realistically drawn. And that was supposed to be a metaphor for transness, which I was planning to use in like gags and reveals. Like, if we ever saw another person that was that cartoony, it was implied that was also a trans person. The reason why I gave the dad a nose is because he has glasses, and like, I don't know, I felt that I couldn't properly communicate that he was black without a nose. I don't know, that maybe that's kind of weird. I'm not sure. But yeah, I tried drawing the face without a nose, and it just looked weird.
Hi, Dad. How you doing, son?
This is too slow.
Every day. Hey, Dad. I gotta tell you something. Yes. I am gay. Oh. Have you, I don't know, have you told your mother about
I love this scene.
Yeah, I told her already. Oh, okay. Cool, yeah. Sure, so, anyway, I'm proud of you, son. You're cool. Thanks, Dad.
I really like showing this. I think this is an important message to show, because sometimes stories about parents being accepting and tolerant and all that stuff can be a little too sappy and a little too saccharine. It can be a little too, oh my gosh, and he's so loving as a father and whatever. And the thing is that I feel this is a lot more realistic and also a lot more genuine to show, a Gen Xer dad, probably in his 40s or 50s, who is actually not very used to all this queer stuff. So he would be uncomfortable around it. So I like, but like this discomfort doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? It's just a fact of life. I don't know. I like it. It feels very genuine. I like that it's still a nice moment, right? It's a genuinely wholesome and moment of acceptance. But he doesn't really know how to communicate it. So yeah. I wish my dad had been like that. So awkward.
Okay, anyway, sure, whatever.
Oh man, and here comes the most awkward scene of the entire fucking thing. Man, I was like, as I was making this, I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. This is funny and it's all transgressive and it's a little shocking and uncomfortable. But then after I finished it and I started showing it to my friends, that's when I was starting to be like, oh yikes, maybe I went a little too far here. It's like, I don't. It feels really uncomfortable showing a show where I am making like sex noises to my friends. And it goes for way too long, in my opinion, I think. It does feel genuine at the very least. Like, yeah, this is a teenage boy. Also, the funny detail that the computer is broken but now repaired. Oh, God. And there goes the third part of the triptych, right? It's a three-bit, right? It starts with a musical reference, there's a musical reference in the middle, and it ends with a musical reference. This is another one of those moments where I constructed a scene just because I wanted to do the needle drop, just because I wanted to do the musical reference. I love Mr. Mistopheles. It's also, the added joke on top of that is that Mr. Mistopheles is kind of it's a bit of a meme between theater kids. From what I've heard, it's a bit of it's almost kind of a rickroll in the theater kid community. But I think it's such a perfect song to like depict a teenage boy, because I think every teenage boy wants to be Mr. Mistopheles in some sense or another. Or maybe I just have a distorted image of that because I wasn't a teenage boy. But I don't know. I like this idea of like the cute, adoring, almost patronizing way in which it says, "Oh, what a clever, magnificent little boy this Mr. Mistopheles. What a good boy. You done good." And like the ironic juxtaposition of Peter fucking masturbating. I don't know, I think it's too delicious. A cat so clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles. I really love these drawings. I really love these depictions of Jennyffer in her early transition.
Oh, Johnny.
And there we go. I feel it's a joke that kind of gets lost a little. I think a lot of people don't fully capture that he is dead naming Jennyffer. I think Johnny and Jenny may sound similar enough that some people don't fully catch on the fact that he's saying a male name, Johnny. But that's what's happening. And that's like, I think that's a fantastic, phenomenal fucking twist at the very end and then cut it to credits. And I love how just incredibly uncomfortable and awkward and teenage this entire situation is. You're gay, but you're attracted to your trans friend because you grew up with her when she looked like a guy and you can't fully shake that image of her. And it's just such a fucking mess. I think it's so deliciously dramatic. Also, I released this in Pride Month, so... A cat so clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles. I love this song. Like, yeah, it's a reference to Peter, right? Anyway, that's been episode 6. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you in episode 6.5, the intermission.